Anyway, Chad, it is time for, I can't believe this, honestly, the 2034 draft. I have no idea how the hell you haven't won a title yet. And, well, hey, you're facing Jim David in a minute. But you are well on your way to making the playoffs again with a 52-39 record. Tiebreaker, that makes sense. The Mermen, we're just stuck in a holding pattern. We are. We're just stuck in a holding pattern. Yeah. Let's go to the draft. Can you guys win this already? Because here's the problem. I want you to win this year, right? Please win this year. Because next offseason, if I end up getting to sign Hiroki Yamazaki, I'm going to have hope. And that's dangerous because I'm still not going to win. If I had gotten this guy when he was 18, I'd be confident. But for the love of God, please just win. Just win. Make this draft completely irrelevant. Let's go to it. As you guys get offered Cartaya again, which again, you can't even take him. We are off to yet another draft. Let's do this. Let's do it. The 2034 draft, again, I have a top 10 pick. Chat will be at number 24. As it's number 7 for me and number 24 for chat. Seattle has the number 1 overall pick. Make West Coast happy as they take the manager, Robbie Barrett. Starting pitcher, Robbie Barrett goes first overall. Canadian team hasn't won since the 90s. Second overall, Atlanta takes Daniel Ayala, the center fielder who was projected 75th. That is one of the biggest reaches we have seen in this game so far this year. Holy hell. Wow. And third overall, see Cincinnati take Chris Gator, the left fielder, just all the way to Cincinnati. Oh, you could have made jokes about him clapping them. Gator. Anyway, Chris Gator goes third overall. So, I am up first. Eric Gallegos, Frank Lux, and James Lockett. A lot of starting pitchers off the board, especially early, which is great news for you guys if those top dudes are off the board. So for me, I have Mario Navar. Aaron Anaya is unavailable to me. Walter Ono. Delgado's unavailable. Franco is available. Manuel's unavailable. Derek Spahn. Oliveros. Casto. Austin. Gary Polito's unavailable to me. Mesa. Oh my God. Like the ultimate utility man, Andy Mesa. Rodriguez is out of Mexico. Dorta's unavailable. Pena's unavailable. Manzanillo's unavailable. Castro's unavailable. Rosario's unavailable. Fucking kill me. Moses Chung. Can't take Griffin. Marmolejo's unavailable. Lugo's unavailable. Thurston. Bo Santos is available. David Yu. Chavez unavailable. Vale unavailable. Espinoza. Rincon's available. Vance Driver. Velasquez. How's the dude with the last name Venezuela, not Venezuela? Let's see. Felipe Santos, Villalobos unavailable. William Cho of Pennsylvania. I fucking hate it here. Cal Manouche. Damon Whitaker out of the Netherlands. Russell Tran. South Korean. Rich Diaz unavailable. Unavailable. Venezuela. Tejada's out of Venezuela. Luis Manuel is out of Venezuela. David Ryu. Okay. So for me, a lot of dudes with first round projections. My next pick after this is not until number 43. So I have to be right. I have to be right here. So Casto and up. So Casto, 75 to 86, could be up to a 70. Oliveros, 65 to 94. Obviously, I got to aim higher with Augustin Oliveros. Derek Span, 75 to 85. Projected third. My scout to him is 39th. Looks like a solid option, but I need to aim higher. Alfonso Franco, again, also good as a second baseman. He might be worth the risk because that's a high overall to start. Walter Ono, super high risk, high reward for right fielder Walter Ono. And in terms of positions of need, right field was top 3 for me. Shortstop was in the no. So Ono's ahead. Second base was in the kind of, and then there's closer Mario Navarre. I don't think there's any doubt that Mario Navarre is the best player. Last time I didn't go for David Yu. Navarre is going to be very similar to that type of player. I do have a good bullpen already. Closer looks great. The second baseman looks really fucking solid. I feel like I have to go for Walter Ono, though. I have to aim high. I have to aim for the home run. Walter Ono, come on down. I have no choice. Solid picks aren't enough anymore. I need superstars. I got to aim for the home run. Hopefully Walter Ono is that. Chat's up at number 24. Let's see who's on the board here. Closer, Steve Crowell, 79 to a 95. Casto's unavailable to you. Delgadio, high risk, high reward reliever. Diaz, same thing. Nunez, same thing. Left fielder Robbie Burnett, 76 to an 87. High risk, high reward relievers again. That's pretty much all it is right now. Is a lot of high risk, high reward relievers. There's second baseman Alfonso Franco, but again, he's out of Venezuela. A shortstop, again, first base was your biggest need, but there are no high-end first baseman here. There is left fielder Jerome Austin, but he's unavailable to you. Gallego, 71 to an 88. Jed Diaz, 76 to a 95. Let's be honest, Steve Crowell, he's the guy. He's the best player left in this draft. That's more of a guarantee. There's a bunch of other relief pitchers that are high risk, high reward. There's a third baseman that's high risk, high reward, but that's not a huge need for you guys right now. This is just yet another year. I mean, unless you wanted to go for the shortstop, but that also wasn't a huge need. This is just another year for you guys where you laugh to the bank to get this freaking elite level closer in the mid to late 20s. Any disagreement on going for Steve Crowell? I mean, he's as close to a slam dunk as you're going to get in this draft at this point. Chat goes with Crowell. Smart move. Especially, too, if you start trading some of these relievers. You can almost have a fucking monopoly on them. All right, next pick is number 43 for me. No surprise, guys like Navarre are gone. Augustin Oliveros is still there, though. That's huge for me. That is huge for me, for him to still be there. So my next pick after this is 65. 65. So down to Moses Chung, because Rincon probably wasn't worth it. All right, Rincon. Bump you up a couple of spots. So it's this top 4. A lot of shortstops in the left fielder Jerome Austin, 79 to 91 for the Dutchman. Oliveros, 65 to 94. Gigantic overall range. Mesa, 70 to 89. Gigantic overall range. Good utility player. Or Chung, 63 to a 90. Huge range. It's obviously got to be one of the top 2. It's either Austin or really aim high with Oliveros. I got to aim high with Augustin Oliveros. So all I can do is go for these home run shots and hope I make contact. Chat's up next to pick 56. Of course, you can't take Jerome Austin. You could probably aim higher than that. There's high risk, high reward reliever Geraldo Castro. Same for Ben Duarte, Henry Mota, Omar Quintero, Carlos Rincon's unavailable, Nelson Dorta, Dewey Hatch as a starter, Kevin Bradford as a starter, Cal Dillon as a starter, reliever Frank Rosario, 78/92, but he's 23. Catcher Jared Loftus. I mean, not need another catcher, but super high risk, high reward. Carlos Reyna is the same. Josh Edney, a C to a B. Javier Vergara. I mean, it is definitely high risk, high reward territory now. Richie Jones, Polito, 72/89 for Reggie Whitmore. Lima, Bob Clark, 72/93 for a first baseman. First baseman was the biggest need. Bob Clark. It's either Bob Clark, Johnny Houseman, Bob Reeder, a little bit later on, Dave Ricker, Manny Mesa. There are a couple of first basemen, but yeah, maybe Bob Clark, given that's your biggest need. Maybe Bob Clark's the guy to risk it on. Second base was kind of an in-between. There is Claude Masterson, I should say. It was kind of the same, and then not as many people to risk it on later. Going once for Bob Clark, based on chat's responses. You try to get that first baseman in the mix. Going twice for Bobby Clark. And sold. Bobby Clark. And I'm up next at 65. Chad at 68. Jerome Austin is still there. Andy Mesa. Moses Chung. Next pick after this. You guys have, oh my God, the compensation round. 73 and 74 back to back. After this, for me, it's pick 82. So it's one of these three. Got to aim for Jerome Austin here. His overall might not be as high, though, and Chung could be up there. Austin's potential is almost guaranteed to be at least a B, but what is that overall? Chung is the big-time shot in the dark. I'm going to go for Chung. Going for the home run. Moses, come on down. Chat's up next to pick 68. Again, a lot of high risk. You can't take Jerome Austin. He's not from an eligible country. It's pretty much what position do you want to take a high risk, high reward player in? Because Rosario's there, but he's 23. Again, your biggest needs were first base, second base, and then pitching. Guillermo Pena. Is there anybody? 75/99 for Brendan McCallum in right. 76/98 for the starter Rich Lugo. 74/96 for the second baseman Claude Masterson. 80/99 for right fielder Richard Ariano. 70/94 for reliever Joe Hamill. 79/98 for left fielder Stefan Almanzar. And then high risk, high reward from there. 75/99 shortstop Spencer Aquino. Anybody else that's a bit more guaranteed? Starter seems to be getting the shouts. Right fielder Doug Layton, 73/97. Okay, so starter getting the shouts. That's Omar Quintero, Javier Vergara, Rich Lugo. Again, you got a lot of picks coming up. So the three starters, Quintero, 61/93. Vergara, 60/92. Potentially an 82, though. Or 76/98, Rich Lugo. Almost a guaranteed good potential based off of what you know, but the overall could be low. Which one of the three, chat? Which one of the three? Going once for Rich Lugo. And you got more picks coming up here. Going once for Lugo. Going twice. And sold. All right, Rich Lugo is the pick. Use that of the Dominican. Two more picks coming up. I was told second base is next. That would be Claude Masterson, 74/96 second baseman. Any disagreements on Masterson for the first of these two picks? And then after that, again, it was first, second, and then pitching. So, I mean, there's a couple of catchers available. There's still another starter. Masterson is going to be the pick. All right. Let me organize this by position and see where we stand here. So, yeah, after that, you have the starter, Omar Quintero, 61-93. The high-risk reliever, Frank Rosario. High risk, high reward for Castro, 70-94 for Hamill. Then the catchers, 61-95, 68-92. The shortstop, Aquino, 75-99. Only 8% scouted, though. Almanzar was 78-98. Ariano was 80-99. And McCallum, 75-99. Leighton, 73-97. So it's going to come down to one of those five. So again, Aquino, all of them low percent scouted, but switch hitter. If that overall is closer to 30 than 58, bad news. Almanzar is 21. At least Aquino is 19. Almanzar would need that overall to be high. Ariano's 21. He'd need that overall to be high. McCallum's 19. Leighton's 19. McCallum or Ariano? So we got 2 votes for Ariano to be the next pick after the second baseman. So either going to be McCallum or Ariano. See the differences between the two. 2 years in age. The overall gap. What do you guys think? Is it McCallum or Dick Ariano as the next one here? Going once for McCallum, for what I can tell. Going twice for McCallum. Brendan McCallum is the pick. And then immediately after, second baseman Claude Masterson. That is your Jim David comp. Not bad at all, in theory. I'm up next to pick number 82. After that, it'll be 112. I only got a minute. So it's between the top 3. David Yu, Bo Santos, or Andy Mesa. It's obvious again. Super high risk, high reward. I got to go for David. David, come on down, buddy. Come on down. Chat's up next. These were the best players left from before. Joe Hamill, 70-94. Aquino, the shortstop, 75-99. Almanzar, 79-98 at 21 years old. Or Leighton, 73-97 at 19. A vote for Spencer Aquino. And Spencer's the pick, basically. We can... Yeah. That works. Chat goes for Spencer. This could be an amazing draft for Chad. It could be a complete bust, but if you guys hit, then you're golden. Next pick after this is 142. Vance Driver, 69-95. It's Felipe Tejada. Very obvious. It's got to be Vance Driver. Shortstop Vance Driver. Welcome in. Chat's up next at 130. Let's see who's left here. 57-91 for a center fielder. 70-89. 70-94 for the reliever. Keo Little. Velasquez is unavailable to you. 69-90 for Sammy Camacho. 75-99 for third baseman Andy Kohler. 65-99 for Guadalupe Pena. 72-86 for Pedro Malanca. 85-99 for third baseman Andy Navoa. Well, chat, what do you think? You got 24 seconds. There's a shout for Keo Little, the reliever. He said, never mind. Chat, 14 seconds. I need names. Navoa. Navoa's the pick. All right. High risk, high reward on Navoa. Let's see. Damon Whitaker, Russell Tran. It's got to be Felipe Tejada. Felipe, come on down. We drafted him last year. Hopefully he signs with you this year. All right, the picks are gone. Let's see who's still here. 72-86 from Alanka. 66-98 for Robert Reeder. 58-92 for catcher Leonard Kyle. 63-94 for first baseman Dave Ricker. 71-92 first baseman Manny Mesa. And that's about it for the super high end, chat. Is about the 5 you got left. 31 seconds. A vote for Manny Mesa. Vote for Robert Reeder. Another one for Reeder. Right now, Reeder is ahead. 16 seconds for your 5th round pick. 10 seconds. Looks like Reeder's going to get the win here. And he does. Robert Reeder. The final round. I'm down to 4 players. Tran, Benitez, Manuel, and David Ariu. Well, Tran is the one that could be a B potential. Ariu's definitely out. Manuel could have a really fucking good starting overall. 19 years old. Very good chance, though, of being a C. For that reason, it's got to be Russell Tran, the reliever out of South Korea. For chat, the final 3 are off the board. 53-87. I'll find the best player that I can for you. 56-88. I might as well go for the starter, Marmolejo. Starter was a bigger need than catcher. So, pretty straightforward. There weren't that many players left in the draft. So, obviously, we'll see how it played out. As you guys get offered Matt Harmon for catcher Phil Soto, which obviously isn't worth it. Home run derby this year in Seattle. Vladdy is there. Certainly a hell of a lot more generated players than real players at this stage. Let's find out our all-star reps this year, although this is actually the first day to sign draft picks. Again, we had a disaster in terms of trying to sign our picks last year, the both of us. Wow, Steve Crowell has very low interest in you guys. Bobby Clark has signed. Rich Lugo has a lot of interest. Lugo signs. Claude Masterson signs. What about Andy Navoa? Navoa, also under contract. Robert Reeder signs. Holy hell. Got a lot of picks this year. Spencer, Aquino, and Marmolejo still need to be worked on. So, yeah, the big thing will be Steve Crowell, if you guys can get him. For me, Jesus Christ, the interest levels are in the fucking toilet. I guess I just got to spend more time talking to people before the draft. Davey signs. Felipe Tejada signs. Russell Tran declines. What a dickhead. So Walter Ono, Oliveros, and Moses Chung. Whew, that's a lot of ground to make up. In terms of the All-Star representatives in the National League this year, Juan Soto, once again an All-Star. Love to see it. Jose Alvarado, even at his advanced age and rapidly declining overall, has signed. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., once again an All-Star. Now, of course, in Milwaukee. Good for Arjun. Hiroki Yamazaki was an All-Star. Hopefully a fucking merman soon. Juan Soto, also an All-Star, now for Cincinnati. The two Juan Sotos on the same team. In the American League, Richie Christensen. You notice no Jim David. Richie Christensen is an All-Star this year. terms of relievers, Boris Hatfield, your big signing, is indeed an all-star. Let's see. Shout out to Brett Beatty. Ceddanne Rafaela. Once again, an all-star. So not as much all-star representation as we've seen for a chat-led team in the past, but still not bad. All right, let's see. Can you guys do here? Juan Soto leaves Vancouver and immediately starts going off. He had a good year for you guys last year. That is a fact. He did have a good year for you last year, but chat will never forgive him. The city will never forgive him for Game 7. You just can't blow it in that high profile of a situation and be forgiven. It's just not going to happen. $39 and $60 for the Mermen. Jesus. No wonder why no one wants to sign here. No wonder. Giants offer me a trade. Good old Sean Jelly. The mammoth of a man. Tigers offer you Joe Mack again, which again doesn't need to go through. Another day to sign draft picks. You guys can go after Brendan McCallum. McCallum declines. That's unfortunate. See if we can build up the interest for Marmolejo a little bit. And obviously still really have to work on Steve Crowell. For me, I'm fucked is what I am in terms of interest for these top guys. Antonio Anderson, Georgia. Can't get him. The A's offer you catcher Ramon Ramirez. It would be good if the trade was for one of your top two catchers. It's for Jeff Long. I mean, Ramirez has no secondary positions either. He's a good player. And he's an improvement on Tyrone Ray. You know, in fairness, you could pull the trigger and then just count Tyrone Ray as the backup first baseman and run 3 catchers on the roster. I mean, Jeff Long's certainly not bad, but compared to Dalton, he has no shot. Ramon Ramirez, 28. Got plenty of contract. 2 arbitration years left after this. Barely played in the majors this year, but he's been red hot. Chat, that might be worth it. Consider Tyrone Ray as a first baseman. Run him, Dalton, and Ramirez at catcher. I think there's a real argument to that. Up to you, though. Dimma says yes. Going once on Ramirez. Your backup first baseman is 73 overall, Estevan Silva. So, not his replacement level. Not particularly amazing. All right, that's going through. Ramon Ramirez from the Royals for Jeff Long. Not a bad little deal there. And then, yeah, at first base, you can send Silva down to AAA. He does have to go through waivers, but I mean, if you lose him, whatever, right? Like, he's a backup first baseman. It's not a big deal. Today is the day to sign picks. Let's take Aquino out of there. Get McCallum back in. McCallum declined again. Better to work on McCallum, though, because he was a second-round pick. So Crowell, your first-round pick, is going to be down to the wire. Same for me with Walter Ono. Can I get Russell Tran to sign? Nope. Son of a bitch. This is not good. Not at all. Dodgers offer you Cartaya. You can't take him. He's Venezuelan. Luis Arias, you can't take him. He's Venezuelan. Closing in on the deadline to sign picks, and we are both in a certain way here. Russell Tran has signed. I gotta focus on you because you were a higher draft pick. All right. Steve Crowell is certainly building up that interest for you guys. McCallum has signed. So it's looking a hell of a lot better for chat than it is for me based on potential signings. Mermen get a trade offer. Brian Bayo, Dominican. All right, trade deadline. Giants offer you catcher Richard Hamby for the reliever Francis Menard. I imagine you'll say no to that with Menard being 26 and it being another catcher. So it's the deadline to sign picks. Chat, obviously, in terms of who you haven't signed yet, your first round pick, a third round pick, and a sixth round pick. Obviously, I know you're going to want to go all in for Steve Crowell, whatever the hell he wants. He might not sign. This is going to be close. Steve Crowell declines. Chat's first round pick declines to sign. A first. Spencer Aquino has, wow, a massive offer, and he declined it as well. Carlos Marmolejo also declines. Jesus Christ, what has gone on the last 2 years in terms of trying to sign people? My first round pick, 7th overall, is also up in the air right now. Thank God, Walter. Thank God. Oh. Augustin Oliveros declines. So my 43rd overall pick, Oliveros, declines. Moses Chung does sign. Then I'm down to Vance Driver, who also signs. So I missed out on a second round pick. Chat misses out on a first round pick. Let's take a look at chat here. Obviously, we will not know how good Steve Crowell was. The presumption is he was amazing. Bob Clark, not great. Not great. 50 overall at 21 years old and a C potential. Not great. Rich Lugo, A potential, but only a 58 at 20 years old. He should make it. That's a good pick. McCallum, 54 overall at 19, but with an A potential. That's not bad. Project, but not bad. Masterson, project as well. 51 overall at 19, but has a B. Again, Aquino didn't sign. Navoa is only a 54 at 22 years old. He does have the 98 potential. Reader is a 43 at 18. And then Marmolejo did not sign. So a lot of long-term developing prospects for chat. Not landing Crowell hurts a lot. For me, oh no is okay. Thank God he's a B. 59 overall at 18 is not bad with that B potential, but Jesus, that was close to disaster. Oliveros did not sign. Chung is good age and overall, but only a C potential. David Yu is an okay overall at that age with a B. Vance Driver, big time project. Tejada, overall is a bit low at his age. And then Russell Tran, not a particularly great draft for either of us. I don't know if it's the worst draft in the world. The Mets might have had the worst. Cash Burns going to the Mets. I mean, that's just incredible, isn't it? That is just incredible. Cash Burns to the Mets. Lore accurate. Oh, boy, this could have been a bad draft. Nobody on Philly. Overly notable. Washington gets Robbie Burnett, who is solid, but not, like, incredible. This just looks like it was a bad draft. Chicago. I mean, Ojeda's got a great starting OVR. Delgadio, good pick. Miguel Delgadio is the best pick on a non-human controlled team that we've seen so far. Cincy, Chris Gator, great overall, but only a C potential for the second overall pick. Third overall pick, I think. Whitmore, it's okay. Overall's a little bit low at that age, but not bad. Milwaukee, Diego Nunez, solid. Rusty Suzuki, who super reached it too. It was Seattle. God, who the hell was it? Seattle was first. Who the hell was second? I don't remember, to be honest. Atlanta? Yes, it was Atlanta. Good call. See, it's Damon Sullivan, not great. Aldo Cortez, great pick. Great pick for Pittsburgh. So it was Dodgers? Were the Dodgers too? It was, or were the Dodgers one? I don't remember the order. I'll be honest. It's too late. I'm too tired. Cortez is a great pick. St. Louis, Frank Villa, phenomenal pick. Jose Lopez, phenomenal pick. Richard Ariano, good pick. 60 at 21 is not the worst. Atlanta at 2. Yeah, Seattle. Yeah, that's right. Seattle did have the number 1. So Seattle, Atlanta, and then Cincy taking Chris Gator because we did the Gator hands. Arizona, Lloyd Chavez off to the Diamondbacks. Phenomenal pick. Absolutely phenomenal. Colorado. I'm so mad. And also look at what this guy looks like. Colorado does it again. 64 overall at 18, 92 A potential, 98 speed. Jesus Christ. The Dodgers, Frank Lux. Good pick. I mean, 22 and a 68 is not bad. Jed Diaz, 63 and a 21 is not bad either. San Diego. No. San Francisco, boy. Jarvis Roberts is solid. Manny Mesa, super low overall for a 20-year-old. Baltimore, Alfonso Franco, good pick. 22 and a 72. No other B potentials, though. Boston, Douglas Layton, big-time project. Anthony Kohler, super low overall for a 20-year-old. The Yankees did not sign their first-round pick either. They ended up with a good C potential guy, Nelson Dorta. But Frank Rosario, the 23-year-old, he's good. 66 at 23 is all right. He was the number 1 projected player in the draft at one point. He dropped a bit. He went at some point in the top 10, I think. Bernie Champion. To the Tampa Bay Rays, a generational talent, to say the least. It was, I mean, yeah, 79 at 18, 99 potential. What a champion. What a pick, man. Plays outfield, too. They also got Cal Dillon, who's an okay project, but yeah, Bernie Champion, unbelievable. Blue Jays also failed to sign their first-round pick. White Sox, Mario Navarre, who I could have gone for. Kind of glad I didn't. He's okay. He's good. He's just, I think I made the right choice going for the, swing for the fences. Richie Jones is okay. Cleveland, I mean, Glenn Daly's got a good starting overall, but not much else. Paul Matthews is all right for a B. Stefan Almanzar overall is a little bit low. Detroit, Jared Loftus overall is a bit low, but he's got time. Kansas City also did not sign their first round pick. Alfonso Diaz was a great pick after that, though. Minnesota, Marshall Roberson, great pick. Kerry Polito, phenomenal pick. And Antonio Vesperis, also a phenomenal pick. Good job there for Minnesota. Houston, James Lockett, good pick. Mauricio Manzanillo, good pick. The Angels, oh boy. Devin Reynolds is okay. That's about it. And Chats Athletics that we saw. Seattle, the first overall pick, Robbie Barrett's okay. Maybe not quite as good as you want for a first overall pick. Tim Reyes, low overall is age. Guillermo Pena, good pick. Keo Little, who you guys almost took. He's okay. Overall is a little bit low. Texas, Jason Musser. That's a good pick. That's a really good pick. Damn, 70 overall at 18. They also got Rafael Gonzalez. It was a bit more of a project. Atlanta, they knew something. 57 overall, B potential. He's okay. Maybe not what you want for a second overall pick, but it's still a good player. They also landed Jonathan Mikolas, another good player, and Craig Santana, another good player. It's a decent draft there for Atlanta. And that's that. Again, neither of us had the worst draft in the world. Chat, not being able to sign their first round pick is a little bit rough. At the same time, Mermen nowhere near the playoffs. The A's are 13 games up on the Mariners. 63 wins. Third highest in the American League. I mean, you're a top 10 team right now in terms of standings. That's certainly not bad. Obviously, we'll have to worry about contract extensions. There could be certain call-ups and send-downs, especially in September. But will this be the final year? Will chat put me out of my misery, finally? This has been cruel. You've delayed it for a long time.